everyone. This is the second part in the study of money chapter. In this particular lecture, we discuss the static functions of the money. In the previous video, we understand the meaning, the definitions and the functions of the money. The primary functions, the secondary functions, contingent and the other functions. Those functions are the general functions. They explains what money does, what is the use of money. We discuss the functions of the money, particularly static functions and the dynamic functions, to understand the scope, the importance and the uses of the money in the individual life as well as the welfare of the economy. Before going to start the topic static functions of the money, the introduction, we have to know what are the static. What is the static term? Static functions and the dynamic functions are the two main broad concepts. Static functions and the dynamic functions are the two main broad concepts evolved by Professor Paul Enzig. Professor Paul Enzig is one of the famous economists. He evolved static and dynamic terms to describe the functions of the money. General function, in the last topic, general functions explains the general uses for the individuals as well as for the economy. But here, Paul Enzig made these two categories to understand the direct and indirect effect of the money, direct and indirect use of the money in the study, in the use. Because we know that money is the object, money is the thing, money is the record which is in general use or generally accepted by all the people for the payment of goods and services as well as repayment of the debt. That's why we classified all the role or functions of the money as static functions and the dynamic functions. In the next topic, we will discuss the dynamic functions. Okay, here the static functions are the passive functions. Static means here passive, static means here fixed, and static means here traditional. So that's why the static functions are the passive functions or fixed functions or traditional functions of the money, where money is used in payment as well as repayment of the debt for all the individuals. So that's why Professor Walker states that, according to Professor Walker, money is what money does, right? Money is what money does. The definition is very short, but it has depth knowledge. Money is what money does means money is fixed functions. Money's role in the economics and individual transactions. So that's why Paul Enzig described those fixed functions as static functions. Those fixed functions as the static functions of the money. The first one here, medium of exchange. There are five functions are there. There are five functions. They are the fixed functions of the money. Okay. So come to the first point, medium of exchange. Medium of exchange is the first static function of the money. Medium of exchange means money universally accepted by all. Money universally accepted by all. There is a general or universal acceptability of the thing money. The thing money. So that's why in the payment, in the exchange of goods and services from one to another, money is accepted by all the people. There are modern standards are there. The modern standards are generally accepted by all the people. So that's why it is the medium of exchange. It is used by all the people in their transactions of purchasing and selling goods and services. Here, the medium of exchange, the term medium of exchange is used to remove or to solve inefficiency of barter system. Go to the barter system in the pastoral society. We know that, right? What is barter system? In the barter system, people uses commodities to buy and sell commodities to other. There is a use of commodity as money to exchange, to buy and sell goods and services. There is an inefficiency called the problem of double coincidence of want. The double coincidence of want problem creates inefficiency or difficulties in the term medium of exchange. We know that in the primary function we discussed that double coincidence of want problem means there are two people are considered. There are two individuals in the commodity money. Two individuals, namely individual A and individual B, have to exchange commodity between themselves. That is the barter system. The problem arises according to their wants. For example, individual A is there. Individual A is producing wheat and he wants to buy corn. So this is the want of the individual A. He is producing wheat and he wants to buy corn. In this situation, in this want, the individual A is need another individual or need another individual B who is want to buy wheat, and who is producing corn. So what is the condition of the individual A? The same condition he has to find in individual B. Individual B must be corn producer and he must be buyer of the wheat. Then only commodity exchange. In that condition only commodity wheat will be exchanged to the commodity corn. That may be possible, but in the society there is adverse situation will be there, that there may be no individual, or the individual B may be will not producing corn. A B producing corn, his want may be different. So that's why the individual A finds that problem, which is double coincidence of choice. So that's why not only for the individual A, in all individual behavior in the commodity money, in the barter system will be faces that difficulty or inefficiencies. So that's why the modern standard of money removes that inefficiency by medium of exchange. Then second one, measure of value. Second static function is measure of value or unit of account. Measure of value or unit of account. As money is used by all as the medium of exchange. It also measures the values of commodity. So to solve the difficulties in the barter system, money measures the values of commodity. For example, the price level. The market price is the unit of account to measure values of the commodity. In the barter system, there is no such measures. No such measures. A few bags of the wheat will be exchanged to the number of wheat or the unlimited number of the wheat, or there is no limited for the measurement of value of the commodity. But in the modern standard, we measures commodity values of the commodity in terms of the prices. So that is the second function, that is the second static function of the money. Modern standard monies, that they measures values. They measures values of the commodity as unit of account. That is the second function of money. Then third one, store of value. It is the important function of the static function of the money. Important static function, that is store of value. People at present, the earnings of the people save for future, right? We know that the people save their money for their future spendings. Here, storing money never loses its original value. There is a stability in the money. For the long run. There is no losses if the people save money safely themselves or in the financial institutions. If the stored money is affected by the water and fire, there may be loss of value. Or if the government implemented the denominations, rejections or removing of some denominations, there will be options. But here, if they are affected by the fire and water, that may be spoiled. There may be loss of value. But if they store money safely in their locker or in the financial institutions, there is no loss of value. So that's why money has stability in storing. The value will be stable in storing money standards. That is the third static function of the money. Fourth one, standard of deferred payment. Deferred payment system is common in our daily life. So we are involved in different kinds of the deferred payments. We discuss deferred payment system, stand of deferred payment in the secondary function, right? In the secondary functions of the money, stand of deferred payment is the important function. Here it is static function. Deferred payment system means it is a accepted way. Deferred payment system, it is an accepted way by all to repay the debt. In the denominated ways, in the legal tender or any others, but it is an accepted way to repay the debt. Have you heard the title? In the modern time, the online we can see the title buy now. Pay later. So this is the buy now pay later, or the EMIs, the loan installments, the insurance premiums, the various kinds of the pension schemes. So these payment to over these transactions are the deferred payment system. That is the deferred payment system. We can buy the commodities at present and the value of the commodity can be paid later in terms of installments, EMIs and other forms. So that's why money in modern times, it is the standard of deferred payment or delayed payment, where we are involved to repay the loan in terms of the installments, where we are paying insurance premiums or where we are paying pension schemes and many others. In such transactions, in such activities, we are in the part of deferred payment. We are in the part of the deferred payment system. And the last one, transfer of value. The last fifth point is the transfer of value possessed by the money standard. It is the static function. It is the another important static function. So we can transfer any money standards, the coins, the gold, the rights or the cash, the money paper standards can be transferred from one person to another person, from one time to another time, or from one place to another place. This is the difficulty. We find difficulties in the barter system or in the commodity money We cannot transfer huge amount of the huge quantities of the commodities in the barter system from one to another. There is a difficulty, right? But in the modern standards, we can transfer the money from one to another, any amount at any time. Here, if we transfer through the financial institutions, the financial institutions like commercial banks and others, non-banking financial corporations, they may charge us certain amount of the interest, but transferring money never depreciate its value. There is no changes of the value, but we can easily transfer, we can quickly transfer the money value from one to another. And at the same time, there is before transferring, we can convert the cash, the money standards into papers, right? In the other liquid forms like shares, securities, bills of exchange, bonds. In such liquid forms, we can transfer money from one to another. Okay, so that is the transfer of money that performed by the money standards. So these five functions are the static functions of the money. These are the primary, and these three are the secondary functions of the money. But for the depth knowledge, Polanyi clubbed these five functions as the static functions of the money, we explain the real use, real evaluation of money, because in modern time, our daily life, our daily activities depends on the money, right? From food, from shelter to all our activities is done by the money. So that's why not only for our livelihood, to derive a good status in the society, not only for the production, but to achieve welfare of the economy, the money and the monetary standards are very important, not only for the individual, but for the economy, So this is the conclusion of the static functions of the money, that the money as fixed performances. The money has fixed performances, and they are directly used or these are the direct areas where the money uses. So today, this is enough for today's video. We understand what are the static functions of the money and what are the areas of static functions. These five are the areas of the static functions. We discussed money as the medium of exchange. Money performs as the medium of exchange. Money acts as the measure of value. Money used as store of value. Money used as standard of deferred payment, and money used in the transfer of value. In these areas, money performs its static role. This is enough for today's video. We will meet in next video. We explain dynamic functions.